नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am Jv'n Dr. Trivedi, and today I am going to take the lecture of B.Sc Agriculture second sem, and the topic today is biopesticides. Now, what are biopesticides? Biopesticides are important group of pesticides that can reduce risk. They are advantageous and they are derived from animal, plants, and microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. There are many advantages of these viruses. They are inherently less harmful than chemical pesticides. They have a narrow target and a very specific mode of action. They are often effective in small quantities and they also decompose quickly. The main thing is they do not leave any problematic residue. They are also safer to humans and the environment than the conventional pesticides. Now, is a broad term which includes bioinsecticide, biofungicide, and bioherbicide. So, microorganisms belonging to different groups of bacteria, like bacteria, fungi, and viruses, are known as biopesticides. Now, first we'll take bacteria. The bacteria used in this are mostly of the genus Bacillus, as they are most potent among many insect pests. They suppress the pest by producing a toxin which is specific to that pest, a disease causing, and the prevention is by establishment of other microorganisms through competition. For example, let's take Bacillus thuringiensis or Bt tox. The Bacillus thuringiensis is a naturally occurring soil bacteria that is toxic to larvae of several species of insects, but they are non-toxic to other organisms. Now, what it is primarily the pathogen of Lepidopteris pest, that and which is very damaging to crops. So they include the American bollworm in cotton and stem borer in rice. So Bacillus thuringiensis can be applied to the plant foliage and incorporated, or they can be incorporated into the genetic material of crops. Bacillus thuringiensis is also toxic to caterpillar of moth and butterflies. Several Bt strains have been developed and they can control the fly larvae. They are used in controlling mosquito and black flies also. The Bacillus thuringiensis is a ubiquitous gram-positive spore-forming bacteria and produces the parasporal crystals during sporulation. These crystals are predominating comprised of the endotoxins, and they also have insecticidal crystal proteins. Now these are known to have insecticidal activity when they are ingested by insect. Bacillus spearis is also another bacteria which is used to control special kind of mosquitoes like culex, and they also are known to transmit disease such as encephalitis. So these mosquitoes are very harmful, and and the Bacillus species, Pericus species, is also active against larvae of Culex, Sorophora, Anopheles species, and less effective against Aedes species. So it is mainly used for mosquito control. Now here it acts as a endotoxin. It is consumed by the larva, as the live bacterium is consumed by the larva, and the bacteria penetrates, enters the intestine of mosquito larvae into the hemocoel, and there it reproduces and releases lethal dose of toxin, killing the mosquito larva. Now let's come to fungal biopesticide. Beauveria is a naturally occurring fungus throughout the soil, and it is being used for research control. Many soil insects have a natural tolerance to this pathogen. So commercially it is developed for biological control and is targeted against foliar feeding pest, and the disease is known as white skin disease in insect. Then we have the viral diseases insects for which they are used for biopesticide. So which virus is used? It is baculovirus that attacks the insects and other arthropods. They are extremely small and composed of double-stranded DNA that codes for genes, and it is needed for virus establishment and reproduction. Because of this, genetic material is easily destroyed by the exposure to sunlight or by the conditions in the host gut. So an infected baculovirus is protected by a protein coat which is called as polyhedron. Most baculovirus must be eaten by the host to produce an infection that is fatal to the insect. Now, the viruses are unable to reproduce without a host, so they are obligate parasites. The baculovirus are no exception, and the cell of the host body is taken over by the genetic message carried within each virion and are forced to produce more virus particles until the cell and ultimately the insect dies. So the insect is killed by the baculovirus, and they have characteristic shiny oily appearance, and they are also seen hanging limply from the vegetation. So these insects are extremely fragile to touch, and on touching they rupture to release the fluid filled with infective virus particles. So the important aspect of the virus life cycle is that the insect remains attached to the foliage and then ruptures. So the infection of other insect will occur only if they eat the foliage that has been contaminated by virus killed larvae. So students, I hope you have found my session interesting, and if you have any query, please comment in the comment section. I'll resolve it soon. This session was powered by Digital 2.0 version of Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Thank you. Namaste.